can't attend. Okay, we should be going live any second. I'll shut this window down as soon as it goes live. Now then, have I got a problem with that one? We're not streaming. Why aren't we streaming? We are. Yes, it lied to me. Okay, guys. Yes, I am. Yep, we are streaming live on YouTube now. So as long as you guys are aware of that, that's absolutely fantastic. Greetings, Melee from San Francisco, California. It's fantastic to see members joining from all around the world. This is great, guys. Okay, Sergeant Deborah, you okay if I take the meeting and give it the green flag? Let's go, yeah?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, let me just spotlight myself so everybody can see what's happening at this side. Okay, guys, good evening and welcome to Daoversal training by the lovely crew from the Bureau of Forefront. I'm General Kev. We have co-hosts as Private Buddykins, Sarah and Sergeant Deborah helping me on this windswept evening in the UK. Now, to begin with, guys, I want to get two things out the way before we move on, because I dare say these questions are on your lips. What's going on in the back office? There has been a major upgrade. I can confirm that the tech team are aware that the TFA rewards for the 19th are not showing in members' accounts. Now, the tech team are fully aware of this. They are investigating the issue. So please try and be patient. Try and understand the situation, because they have a weekend as well as we do. So we've got to wait for them. It's Monday tomorrow. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will be back. I have noticed that I've received everything of mine today. I've recharged my TFA pack and everything seems okay. There was just that one thing that was missing, and it's a TFA reward. So there are glitches in the system at the moment that the tech team are fully aware of. So as long as everybody knows that. The second thing on the agenda was that members still getting the system maintenance message when trying to log into their Daoversal account. Now, I've seen many people complaining about this, and most of them is a really easy fix, guys. And the really easy fix is clear your cache, clear your browser history, and just refresh the page. Okay. Most of the time, that's all that's needed in order to get rid of that system maintenance page that pops up, and it will bring you up with a Daoversal login page. Okay. All right, guys, so I'm going to get on this evening. We're going to go through the basics of the TFA program by Daoversal, but then we're going to go on to something that they've just reintroduced in the Daoversal platform. So let me share my screen with you guys. Okay, I want to be on this one. Are we seeing the TFA? Okay. And thank you, Buddykins, for helping me along the way. Okay, so we've got the TFA presentation showing you. Okay, right, guys, the Targeted Financial Assistance Package, right? This is the TFA program that's been offered to us by Daoversal and Satoshi AI. The packages are now called AP2K, AP5K, AP50K, and 500K. Okay, so they've renamed them because to begin with, we only had the assistance pack from 5,000 and up. Now we've got the new assistance pack, which, as you can see, it was started on the 14th of December, so that members can actually try and recover those pending rewards from as little as 2,000 DC. So that's up for grabs now. Okay, targeted financial assistance. Who can have this? The TFA program, the TFA standard that we can see here on the left, is accessible to all users in Daoversal. Now, what that means is all Hyperverse or Hypernation members that want to recover their pending rewards. It's available to all members with a release rate of 0.15%, of which I'll explain in the next slide. There is a TFA Plus that is accessible to the TFA Plus registrants by Satoshi AI and delegates only. Now, this is if you was in that position back in Satoshi AI, where you purchased either a Quantum, a Nexus, or an Apex package, okay? Those members get a quicker release rate of 0.2%, purely because they'd put money on the system and weren't able to utilize that in the Satoshi AI platform. Okay, so they got that slightly a little bit better deal here. But that's not all, guys. The Bureau of Forefront are instrumental in, helping people to get the TFA Plus if they stand head and shoulders above the community. Now, that can be if you're helping within groups or doing tech support for people or just something that's outstanding, okay? So we are helping people to move up those to the TFA Plus. Okay, so what does this actually mean, the TFA program? Well, as you can see, this covers Hyperverse and Hypernation members. And what happened, guys, the data was purchased by Daoversal. And what they did, they took that data, which is our assets, and they placed it in the Hyper community website. It's like a holding tank, if you like. And from there, we have the ability to do what we want. We can either keep it there and not do anything, or we can take advantage of their TFA program, okay, to recover those pending rewards. Now, there is a process to this. It can be slow and it can be sped up. And this is what I'm going to go through with you guys today. So in Daoversal, once you send your assets from the Hyper Community website to Daoversal, your pending rewards are equivalent to DC credits on a one-to-one basis. So let's say, for instance, you're from Hyperverse, which, as you know, we was using HU credits, as HU was the equivalent to 1 USDT. Well, it's exactly the same on this platform where HU now is the equivalent of DC credits. Okay, so it's on a one-to-one basis. So in reality, if you had 8,000 HU, you've now got 8,000 DC credits. Okay, and once gone through this process, hopefully you'll be able to withdraw them and they will be equivalent to 1 USDT as well. Okay, so you use your DC credits to subscribe to the assistance packs. The lowest one available at the moment is the AP2K, which many members are taking advantage of that now because they've got low funds, 2,000 and less. Okay, those with 2,000 can purchase that pack and start this process rolling. They also offer the 5K, 50K and 500K packs for those that, it depends on your personal circumstances. Okay, moving on to the chart here, you've got your type of pack, the AP2K, 5K and so forth. The pack value, obviously a 2K would be a value of 2,000, 5K, 5,000 and so on. Your total rewards are multiplied by 1.5x, meaning that you get 50% more in rewards if you use this process in recovering your pending rewards. So say, for instance, you purchase the AP2K for 2,000 DC credits from your account. In return, you'll actually get 3,000 at the end of that process, okay? 7,500 with the AP5K and so forth. Now, the subscribe count has just been doubled. Okay. Now, people are getting a little bit confused with this because they was under the impression that we could use 2 assistance packs at the same time. That's not the case, guys. what they've done, they've identified a need for more than one AP2K or AP5K. So we can accommodate those members at the bottom of the ladder, get them on board, get them interested, and let's get their pending rewards coming out. Okay, so here's a quick example. Say, for instance, you had 4,500 DC credits. Well, clearly you wouldn't be able to sign up to a 5,000 pack, but as you can see, you'd be able to sign up to one AP2K, and once that reaches the 100% milestone, you could then sign up for the second one. But don't forget, there's a 1.5 return on that. So you'd actually, in total, from your 4,500, you would get a total return of 6,000 by utilizing those two packs. So Daoversal have identified this and provided a solution for people in that category. I think it's fantastic. Okay. So the daily release rate for the TFA standard, which most of us here are the TFA standard, is 0.15% daily. And the TFA plus above that is 0.2%, slightly more for those ex-delegate holders. And after the charging period, both TFA and TFA plus offer a 0.6% daily release rate. Okay. Market rewards multiplier for both AP 2K and 5K packs are both 2x. I'll explain that later in the show. AP 50K offers 1.8x and AP 500K offers 1.6x. Couple of notes to take note of. Number one, the daily subscription limit for the AP2K and the AP5K is 1,000 units on a first come first served basis. Now that's subject to change in response to market demand. So that could work both ways, guys. They could stop it, or they could double it, or they could add on other packs. Excuse me. So that we just have what we've got at the moment, and let's see where this goes. Number two, all TFA users will initially start with the 2K or the 5K pack. Now, again, this depends on your personal circumstances, depending on how many DC credits you've brought over from the hyper community. So after completing the charging process, users may then choose to subscribe to either the 50 or the 500K. So to begin with, guys, you can't just jump up to the 50K or the 500. Every member has the choice of choosing either the AP2K or the AP5K. Again, depending on your account, okay? But you can only have one at once. But there are two subscribe counts. So you can have one, run it to 100%, and then purchase the next one if you need to. Okay, moving on to the charging timeline. Number one explains that every assistance pack provides a 1.5x return of the pack value. Like I explained, the pack value, say for instance, if it was 2,000 that you would purchase out of your DC credits, you would get 3,000 back that you could withdraw as USDT. Number two is the charging period refers to the duration during which the release amount has not reached 100% of the pack value. Now, at this point, guys, I like to go across to the back office on my account and help you to understand exactly what that means. If I can get this zoom bar out of the way, let me go down here. Okay, now if I go into my deposit account, let's go back. Okay, the charging period refers to the duration during which the release amount has not reached 100% of the pack value. So what I need to show you is the TFA, and the TFA package that I've purchased here is the AP5K. You can see that my charge rate has exceeded the 30%. So I've actually been able to withdraw some of my pending rewards. Now, this has come as a shock to many, many members that believe that Hyperverse was dead, Hypernation's dead, our assets have gone. Well, this is clear evidence, guys, that General Kev is putting this TFA program to work and recovering those pending rewards. Okay, so as you can see here, I've currently got to 39.68%, which exceeds that red line there. The red line is at the point of where you can start withdrawing some of those pending rewards on a daily basis as they accrue. Okay. The 100% charged amount is when this green bar reaches the end, and that's on the 5,000 DP package value. Okay, so don't forget, guys, the 100% charging is based on the pack value, not the total amount of 3,000, or in this case, 7,500. It's the pack, the original pack value. In this case, it'd be 5,000. Okay. The assistance pack daily rewards, the land tax, planet referral rewards, market rewards, and 10% of the land staking daily rewards can shorten that charging period. Now, what that means is, doesn't actually shorten it from 100% because you still have to reach 100%. What it means is it adds more to that balance because that 100% has to reach 5,000. So the more you add to that, the quicker it gets to that release rate. Okay, it releases faster. So users are required to collect all the DU points, or DP points in this case, on the assets page under My Rewards or on the land page, and charge that assistance pack within 24 hours after collection. Otherwise, you may lose the points needed to charge the assistance pack. Okay, guys, let's go back to my back office, show you what that means. Again, many members are not taking these simple steps to get their TFA. So I'll tell you what you need to do, guys. This is what we recommend. This is what General Kev does. He gets up in the morning and he logs into his Daoversal account and he clicks on his assets and My Rewards. Okay. Now, in the morning for me, the collect button is green and it tells me exactly how the results here, the rewards, have been added up. Okay. So I collect now. I click that button and collect my daily rewards. Okay. Now you've got 120 hours to do that. You've got the maximum of 5 days before this stops working temporarily. It will stop working if you don't collect them within that 120 hours. You don't lose them at this point if you haven't collect them. It just stops feeding them out. Okay, so your next step would be to collect them, and then within 24 hours you must charge your pack, otherwise at that point you will lose those credits. So as soon as you've collected now, jump across to your TFA tab, scroll down to My TFA package and click charge. Now I'll click it, but it won't do it because I've already done mine today. But it's literally that easy, guys. But make sure you do this within the first 24 hours after collecting. Otherwise, you will lose some credits. You don't want to do that, guys, okay? Okay, so number 6, I believe I did number 5 yet. Number 6, users can withdraw rewards once the assistance pack reaches 30% of the pack value. Now, the AP2K, that would be once the pack reaches 600. On my 5K pack, let me just pop this window up. On my 5K pack, the 30% was reached at 1,500. So you've got to reach 1,500 DP on that green bar before you can start withdrawing. Now, I'll go through the withdrawal process in a second. So based on the AP2K pack subscription of 2,000 DP credits, you start at 0%. You spend them 2,000 credits from your DP account. Now, don't forget where they are, guys. When you move them over from your Hyper Community website, you'll see them in your deposit account. Go to Assets, go to Deposit Account, and they are there, your DC credits. I've got 4,491 there, so my next pack will be a 2K pack, okay? That's how that works. So on the 2K pack, you have a daily release rate of 0.15%. And a quick bit of math shows us that that is 3 DP daily. So that's the equivalent of 3 USDT daily. I'm getting cramp. Okay, that's until you reach the 100% milestone of 2000, you will get 3 DP daily. Now, don't forget, there's a withdrawal amount at 30%. I'll go through in a second. So what happens after the 2000, after you've reached that charging milestone? At that point, the system automatically gives everyone, the TFA or the TFA Plus member, the 0.6 release rate of 12 DP daily. Now, that doesn't fluctuate. That is a fixed amount of 12 DP daily until the whole amount of 3000 is fully released. Fantastic. Just a quick disclaimer before we move on. The above is an illustrative representation of TFA. The underlying principles apply equally to TFA Plus, differing only in the release rate during the charging period. So TFA Plus is 0.2%, TFA Standard is 0.15%. Okay. So the TFA outline goes like this. Again, this is based on the AP2K pack. And as you can see here, 100% is 2000. You get your 3 DP daily, but now you can see that the 30% milestone, that red line on your green bar in your back office, once you reach 600, okay, you start the withdrawal process. Okay, so what is that? I'll go to that in a second. From 100%, just to clarify, it's 0.6% release rate for both TFA Standard and TFA Plus members, which is 12 DP daily until the rest of that 3000 is paid out. Okay. So your charging period, while it's in the charging period, is from 0 to 100%. You're having a 0.15% release rate as a TFA Standard member. And that's calculated by the pack value, which would be 2000 in this case, multiplied by 0.15%, which clearly shows it underneath there. Charged amount, that equals 3 DP daily. Okay. The withdrawal begins at 30% of the charged amount. So that's 600 of the 2000. And just to make sure that you're on the same track as us guys, go to the TFA pack and I'll show you exactly where that is so that there's no confusing. The 30% milestone that we're talking about now has got that red line on that green bar. So as you charge and collect every day, that green bar is going to slowly go up to the 30% milestone. Okay. So what happens when you reach 30%? So the withdrawal amount is the charged amount. So at that amount, it would be 600 multiplied by 0.15%. And here's your example below. So day one, because don't forget, you'll reach 600, and then that will be day one of your withdrawal process. So day one would be 600 multiplied by the TFA standard rate of 0.15%, which is 0.9 DU for day one. As you can see, day two will be increasing by the daily release rate of your TFA package. So that's 3 DP added on top. So it's 603 multiplied by your daily release rate, which will be 0.9045 DU. So you can see that every day goes by, your TFA release amount will increase slightly every day. Okay. So after the charging period, that's once it's reached 100%, that's your charging period, okay? The charged amount is the pack value multiplied by 0.6%, that upper level. So your charge amount is 2000 multiplied by 0.6% is 12 DP every day, okay? And that's a fixed rate, excuse me. The withdrawal begins at 100%. The daily release rate becomes 0.6%. So here's an example of that. Day one, 2000 multiplied by 0.6% is 12 DU. Day two is exactly the same, look, 12 DU. And don't forget the disclaimer, this is just showing you the TFA program related to the AP2K pack. It's exactly the same for the other packs, just different amounts, okay? So that goes through the TFA program. If you've got any questions related to the TFA program, please wait until the whole presentation ends, at which point you've got the opportunity to come up and ask some questions, okay? So that's the TFA side of things done. What I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to run over some land plot purchases, and the next step regarding the, now then, where are we? The Land Booster campaign. That's what I want to talk to you guys about, and how easy and effective it is for all members. I think this is an important thing to go through with this training session. So a quick disclaimer, guys, you know the score. Please be informed that this document is intended solely for informational purposes. Guys, what we're doing here, we're educating on the possibilities or the opportunities that Daoversal are offering. We do not offer financial advice, okay? Simple as that. What we want you to do is to become educated upon this platform regarding all the opportunities, all the tokens and their values and how they work, how that process can assist you in making up your own decisions regarding not only your pending rewards from Hyperverse and Hypernation, but moving on into the Daoversal ecosystem in the future as well. Okay. So the ideas expressed in this document solely represent the author's perspective and may not necessarily reflect the views of any organisation. By continuing to review this document or listening to this presentation, you confirm that you've read and understood this disclaimer. Now, guys, please take the time to pause that in the video recording, have a look through it, make sure you understand it. We don't want people thinking that we're here offering financial advice. We're here to educate you so that you understand the whole process and the whole opportunity that Daoversal are offering, so that you can make your informed decision, okay? So the very basics upon the Daoversal platform are DU tokens and RC tokens. They're both stable coins. The DU is a stable coin and is pegged to the USDT on a one-to-one basis. It's a reliable digital asset used for trading, remittances, and store of value. Now, when you purchase stone plots, you will receive DU credits for your daily land rewards, okay? Resource coin is slightly different, but based on the same ratio of 1-to-1 pegged to DU. The future development is for resource marketplace, game space, and more benefits for holding more RC. Okay, so resource coins, you'll see them when you get, let's say, for instance, you stake a plot of land on a bronze planet. The resource coins are what you'll receive in your back office on a daily basis, your daily reward. Now, they can be swapped internally on an exchange for DU credits and withdrawn off the platform. So they're not locked, guys. They're just a different token for a different purpose. So let's have a quick look at what we've got in the range of land plots. We'll keep it simple, guys, because I just want to go over the that land booster campaign that they've just announced. So to begin with, members can start right at the bottom just to get a feel for this, see if it's what they like, see if it works for them. And like I say, guys, it's quite a complex platform. It can be confusing. We do encourage people to come to these training courses so that they can get their particular areas really embedded into their mind so that they understand exactly what is on offer. So all members can begin with a minimum of 10 DU. So that's the equivalent of $10 or 10 USDT in this case. And that's a Stoneland plot. Now, Stoneland plots, you can earn daily staking rewards, okay? You get those staking rewards in DU credits, okay? Moving on to the Bronze Land, if you wanted to stake more, you can stake Bronze Land between 101 DU and 300. And as you can see, Iron Land 301 to 500, 501 to 1500 industrial, and electric 1501 to 3000 DU. Okay, now the bronze, iron, industrial, and electric all give a unique release rate, of which I'll go through in a second, but ultimately you get a 3x return on the amount you stake. So let's say, for instance, you staked 101 on Bronze Land, you'd get a complete release of 303 over that period of time. Okay, there's a 3x multiplier on that. Your stone land is indefinite rewards. There we go, look. Your stone land is indefinite rewards in DU. So what that means is whatever you get as a daily reward for your staking on that stone land is every single day, Monday to Sunday, Monday to Sunday, over and over again. Okay, and your bronze land and above give a 3x reward in RC tokens. Okay. So land reassessment is available. The minimum of 10% of current stake plus reassess within land staking range, and release rate is always aligned. So I'm going to go in my back office and just explain what that land reassessment means. Let's go to my land. I should be able to do it from there fairly easy. Let's see, what have we got that we could start with? Here we are, look, we've got a Bronze Age plot, and I've only staked 107 DU on that. Now, it's a bronze plot. If you look at the top there, if it stops wobbling up and down, it's a bronze plot. So what you would need to do, let me go on details, and I'll show you that the bronze plot has a staking range of 101 to 300. Now, if I've used 107 DU of that, clearly I've got plenty of space to do what is called an add-on or a reassessment. It's the same thing, guys, but it works the same way. So what you would do, you click add-on. Now, you can take funds from your deposit account. I haven't got enough. I've only got 3 DU. Or in there, it says amount, the minimum is 10.7 or 193. So you're probably wondering, where does this 10.7 come from? Well, that's the minimum that you can reassess on this plot of land, because it's 10% of what you've already staked. You've already staked, your current staking amount is 107, so 10% of that would be 10.7. So if you want to add on or reassess and add some more funds to this plot, you have to do 10.7 or above, up to a maximum of 193, which would take you to the higher end of 300 DU. Okay, so you've got that range between 10.7 and 193 to choose from how much you want to reassess with. Okay, going back to the game plan, and you can do that on either, guys. You can do that on stone land, you can do that on bronze land as well. Okay, and don't forget, it has to be within that staking range. So as I said, between 101 and 300. Now, the release rate is always aligned. What that means is, let me find the graph. Here we are. Let's say, for instance, I've already staked 107 on that plot of land. Let's see what my release rate is. So my staked amount is 107, and I'm in period number 7. So if I go back to my chart, that staking period falls between 1 and 10. So I'm actually receiving a unique release rate of 107 multiplied by 1.5%. That's what I'm getting daily. Okay. So if I was to reassess with another, I don't know, 20 DU, okay, tomorrow I would get that same release rate, 1.5%. Okay. But if it was more than 10 days, I would get the equivalent of what your original staking release rate is. Okay. That's the land plot sales. So user ranks and market rewards. I'm just trying to think where it was that I wanted to go through. Here we are. Right. Okay. If I click this, this is the bit that I wanted to really go through with you guys, because this is the land booster campaign that Daoversal have recently announced, and it can be complicated, but it's not really when you look at it and understand exactly what's happening. Okay, so let me just go through the simplistic method of showing you guys how my daily rewards are built up, and then we can work on exactly what I'm showing. Hang on, I need to move that bar up there out of the way. Okay, now you can see by the date, this is 21st of January. I just want to make sure, yeah. All these rewards here are my daily rewards from today. Okay, now the example that I'm going to give you guys is that bronze plot, which has already hit the accelerating amount, so that I can explain to you exactly what's happened in my account so that you can see how this works. Okay, so a bronze plot clearly pays out in RC tokens, not DU. So the land rewards there in DU 1.2 are for my Stone Age plots. Okay, so that's not the one I want to look at. This is the one I want to look at. My land rewards in RC tokens will be made up of my land plot staking. So let's have a look at what's happening here. Now, this is the interesting bit, guys, because in here you can see that I've got 3 bronze plots, all at different release rates. Okay, but you'll notice here that I've got a release rate of 0.6% on that bronze plot. Now, some members are going, well, how can that be? Because when you look at the game plan there is no 0.6% release rate. Well, this is how it works, guys. This is what this land campaign is all about. Let me show you. An ordinary Bronze Age plot, I'm getting 0.4% on that one, which is normal. But this is the one that's in question because it's 0.6. So all I need to do is get the planet name, Nova Starfall, go back to my land. This bar is so annoying, it's always in the way. Okay, go back to my land. And I want to go to Nova Starfall. And there you can see that I've got an accelerating icon. Now, what that means is it's activated this land bonus campaign. And in blue here, it says planet occupancy rate of 31%. So it's head scratching time, guys. Let's get your education caps on. This is where you learn exactly how this works. So with all your bronze and your stone plots and everything like that, you're getting your daily release rate, but all of a sudden you get something a little bit higher. This is how it works. The instructions for this land booster campaign. Number 1, the subscription percentage is land sold divided by total planets on a planet. Sorry, total parcels on a planet. Okay. Number 2, land booster campaign. When a planet achieves a percentage of land subscription, both the planetary node and the land subscribers will receive rewards. In specific, a 30% land subscription percentage enables an extra 0.2% release rate to land subscribers of that planet for 10 days. Now, guys, if you're confused, well done, because so was I. I read that and I thought, what the hell does that mean? I don't understand a word of it. But when you look at it over and over again, and you say, right, okay, then, so what I need to look at is, what does it mean by 30% land subscription percentage? Let me show you. Now, on this one, if I go on details, I should be able to tell on this page. Let me move this really annoying bar again. Okay, down here, you can see that Sergeant Meng has got 310 out of 1,000 plots activated. Okay, now if Sergeant Meng has also had more activated but unstaked, that will act as well, because what the system is looking at is saying that Sergeant Meng's Nova Starfall has reached and exceeded the 31%. Okay, so that means that a third of all those plots on his planet have been activated. Members have staked their land. Now that could mean, I don't know this for sure, but that could mean all those plots that have been activated and exhausted. They've paid out everything. Now, if that's the case, that clearly shows how that's been added up. So what we worked on the other day, 2 days ago, because Sergeant Meng was only at 29%, we had a quick rally round and said, right, let's reassess our plot on your planet. We took it over 30%, as you can see. And what is the result of that? Let's have a look. Okay, so going back to here, guys, the land subscription percentage is 30%. So we know now that Sergeant Meng's planet has been subscribed. Most of those, a third, have been subscribed to. Okay, so that means that that's been activated. The land subscriber reward, so that's the people that are subscribing lands upon the planets. Me, for instance, because I'm staking plots of land on his planet. So the land subscriber reward receives that additional 0.2%. There we go, guys. Don't forget, my daily reward for my plot, that plot, should be 0.4%. But don't forget, it's 0.6 now because of that additional 0.2. So it adds it on. Now, this isn't forever. It's for 10 days. Okay. But you know, the beauty of this, guys, it doesn't matter whether you can reassess or not. Every single member that has plotted on that, staked on that planet is eligible for that additional 0.2% on their daily reward as well. So even though we made that effort to put it over that 30%, everybody gets to benefit from that as well. Daoversal, thank you. They've done it again. They've delivered yet again to the lower percentage of members that can't quite afford to do that extra work. So those at the top that can do it don't only benefit for themselves, they benefit for everyone. What a fantastic opportunity, guys. Not only the land stakers, the subscribers benefit, but so does the planetary node. In this case, it's Sergeant Meng. He gets 3% reward for going over that 30% milestone. Okay, guys, so don't forget, everybody who staked land on Nova Starfall, and it's accelerating. It's got to be 30% or above, okay? Now, it does go in sections, okay? So what if, just what if, this is an example, what if Sergeant Meng, myself, Sergeant Deborah, Coach Leon, everybody said, right, let's crack on. Let's get that planet to 50% or more. But what if we did it tomorrow? I'll tell you what happens, guys. It registers that Sergeant Meng's planet has reached the 50%. It continues giving members the additional 0.2 for those 10 days first. And then when those 10 days are over, it then applies the next 0.2% for the next 10 days. Okay, so that's how the additional works. It doesn't bundle it all together and give you it all in 10 days. It goes in increments of 10 days. Okay, so hopefully that explains it for you. Okay, I think I can stop sharing my screen now. Let me just go back and double check that I've gone through all that. Staking period, yeah. Okay, let me stop sharing. Let me come back into the studio. Hopefully, guys, that's explained it to you. That last land booster campaign, it was called. And like I said, it can be confusing, but if anybody has any questions regarding this or Daoversal platform whatsoever, get your hands up. Let's have some questions coming our way. Sergeant Deborah, are you available? Was that easy enough to follow? I'll just have a look through the chat box.
Yes, that was easy to follow. And I also love the way you elaborated with the land booster campaign, because I'm sure most people were not understanding it. There's calculations involved. Members just need to understand how it works. So attending these meetings, as you said in the beginning, and you said there's lots that are coming, there's lots of info, and there's a lot of add-ons on the ecosystem. All this is piling up, and it's getting too much for members to absorb if they are not following. By attending regularly, we can be all up to date with what is added on and understanding how we implement structures within our own teams as well.
Absolutely, Deborah, absolutely. Now the thing is, guys, I'm not afraid to say there's a lot of information to take on board, and a lot of people get confused. They get cross-wired with two different campaigns and so forth. It is so easy to do. Don't think it's just you that sometimes struggles to understand this. It is a lot of information, and what we try to do with this training session on a Sunday is untie all those intricate details and put them in a simplistic form for you guys to understand. Steve Arnett, is this for Team Planet lands only, or is it for off-Team Planet land too? It doesn't matter. Say, for instance, Steve, if you'd have plotted land on Sergeant Meng's Nova Starfall planet there, you're not in his team, you're not in the Bureau or anything like that. But of course, you would receive that 0.2 because you're a registered staker upon that planet. So you would receive that. You don't have to do anything. This is the beauty of it, guys. I love it. I love it. And to present something that offers so much is very rewarding for us as well. Melee, great job, General. So easy to follow. Thank you, Melee. I'm pleased about that because, like I said, guys, I know how complex this is. I really do. And sometimes the Bureau members have to get together and, bounce ideas off each other, looking for results of how this works. Yeah. And on this occasion, because Sergeant Meng's plot has got to that level, it makes it that little bit easier for us to demonstrate to you guys exactly how it works. When our planet's going to be sold again, Kaketsu May. I don't know. I don't know, but it's a good question because I do know some members that are waiting for that period to open up. All I can say is, as soon as they are, we will get notified as Planet Node members. We generally get to find out maybe a couple of days before it goes public. Okay, so what we can do is mention to all our team members, all our group members, that this is on its way. As soon as we get find out, guys, this is a beauty of Daoversal. You don't have to wait. You've got people like me, Sergeant Deborah, Sergeant Meng, Coach Leon, Private Winnie. I don't know whether Winnie's in the group or not tonight. We get to know all this information that we can share with you. There's no need for us to hold back on this info. We need you to understand it and know that it's there for the taking. When can we be able to see our downlines from Hypernation in our back offices? You won't. You won't. There is no migration from hyphenation. That there never has been. With those accounts, the only way of being able to do that is restructure under your new Daoversal account. Hyphenation accounts have never been able to take their downlines over, unfortunately. Somebody entering the room. Okay. Has anybody got any questions whatsoever? Don't be afraid to put your hands up, guys. You know, we don't we don't bite. Not on a Sunday anyway, it's unethical. When the plant's going to be sold again, we've read that one. We've done that one. Molatello, I believe that is. Good evening. Good evening, Molatello. Are you there? Good evening, Molatello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. 10 out of 10.
Got
Are
you,
you able
got you.
to-
Good evening.
You can hear me.
It's a little quiet at this side, but yes, we can hear you.
Thank you, thank you, sir. Look, I've got the Daoversal account. Ne? I struggled to move from Hypernation to Daoversal. What happens is that the account is grayed out. I am able to log in to Hyper Community, see that Hypernation, my Hypernation account, but I can not move it to Daoversal, unlike the Hyperverse accounts. Those I managed to move, but the Hypernation one I failed to move. What could be the reason? Is there a way that I can use so that I can move the account to Daoversal? Thank you.
Okay, I think I heard that, Deborah. You maybe heard it clearer than me, but is the gentleman trying to migrate Hyper Nation pending rewards to the same account? Was that correct? Did you hear, Deborah? Where's our Sergeant Deborah? No.
Hi, no, sorry, I didn't get the question. I didn't get the question clearly.
Okay. Molatelli, can you bring back with that question again?
All right. So basically, the question is that my Hypernation account is graded out if I want to move anything to Daoversal. So I'm failing to do that. But with regard to Hyperverse, I was able to do it, and now I'm on Daoversal. So what could be the reason why is it graded out? Because I believe that other guys were able to move Hypernation to Daoversal. Thank you.
Yeah. Think I got that, Deborah. Is having problems not being able to get his Hypernation account over. I don't know why.
Yes, he's referring to a grayed out portion somewhere. I wanted to check if it's a grayed portion in Hyper Community because that's where he's supposed to be moving the assets from.
Yeah. Is it the transfer or withdrawal button, is that grayed out in your Hyper Community account?
No, it's graded out in Hypernation. I did not even move it to Hyper Community.
I still don't get that, Deborah. I can't hear him very well at this end.
Looks like he hasn't really accessed the Hyper Nation, so he hasn't really verified the migrated assets.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Have you accessed the Hyper Community account and seen your assets from Hypernation? Have you got that far?
No, I can see the Hypernation account, but those assets that I have to move to Hyper Community are graded out.
Yeah, have you changed your password recently? If you change your password, you have to wait for 24 hours before that activates again.
I did not change any password, but I will see. Maybe I will have to change the password and wait for 24 hours and see what it will do.
Yeah. Are you on the Telegram groups?
I am on the Telegram groups, but not Daoversal. The last one were Hypernation, the US one, the India one, and the Africa one.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Try that and come back to us within the group once you've tried it,
Okay.
and then we'll try help you a bit more. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay.
Thank you.
Who's up next? I thought Coach was, but he's gone. Koleka? Koleka, good evening. Hello, Koleka.
Yes, sir.
There we go. I've got you now. Good evening.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay.
You can hear me now? Hello?
Cutting in and out a little bit, but go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
I heard that, but
Hello?
I think your internet connection is unstable. Try again.
Still, you can't hear me.
Only very, very slightly. It's intermittent. You've got an unstable internet connection.
Okay, you can go to the next person. Let me try and see what's the problem.
Okay. You may have to log out and log back in and try again, Koleka, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Yvonne D. Yvonne D, can you unmute?
Yes, hi Kevin, thanks for putting on this training, much appreciated. Yes, my question relates to my Daoversal account. I was doing fine, being able to log in, day out. And then, I don't know if you remember, there was a problem with the hypercommunity domain name and people couldn't log in. So since then, I've had a problem with my account. And I don't know how to rectify it. I've changed my passwords numerous times, no joy. So what is the solution? Do you know?
Right, going back to when this happened, I believe this is when the Hyperverse domain name ran out, and they had that problem where they had to do a big upgrade with the Hypercommunity website, correct?
Well, you're telling me. I haven't been able to log in.
Yeah, I do believe that was when it was. So you've only got the one account, yeah?
That's right.
And its source was from Hyperverse, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I've got a Hypernation account, but my Hyperverse account was the bigger one.
Okay, so you won't be logged into Daoversal. What you should be able to do is go back to Hypercommunity web page.
Yeah.
Don't click the one-click method at the bottom where you're just registering. Just simply put in username and password, isn't it? Just 1 second. There's so many variations on this. It's crazy. Yeah. You should be able to, at that point, put your username and your password in as normal on the Hypercommunity website, and it'll go through, and then you have to authorize it to move on, and it'll log you in automatically to Daoversal. Have you tried that?
Right, I will try it. So you're saying I should be using my Hyperverse credentials, even though I used to be able to log into Daoversal.
I'm just thinking this one through. Just bear with me because there's so many variations. It's crazy. If it was a Hyperverse sourced account, if it was bound by Daoversal to, Hypercommunity to Daoversal, you should be able to do it via the method that I've just mentioned. via the Hypercommunity website. Username, password, and then authorize it to access the Daoversal. Deborah, have you got anything else you can add to this? I believe that should work.
All right, I think she just mentioned that she's using the Hyper Nation source. So she'll have to use the email address and the password. So Hyperverse is username and password. Hypernation is email address and the password.
Yeah, sorry, I thought she said she wasn't using a hyphenation. Is that right, Yvonne?
Well, no, not quite right.
See what I mean? There's so many variations. It's crazy.
I know, and it's driving me mad.
Okay, the only other thing I'll add to what I've already said is make sure you're logged out of everything else with your hyphenation accounts. Yeah?
Yeah, I don't even go into hyphenation.
The browsers have this terrible thing of keeping data in their history.
Okay, I will clear it. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for that. I'll have a go, and I'll come back to you next week if I have no joy.
Awesome. Yeah, and don't forget we're in the groups if you want it to be quicker.
Okay.
Clear your browser history, clear your cache, refresh your browser, update your browser, and then try that method I've mentioned. That should get you in.
Okay. So, which browser works best in your opinion?
I use all of them, to be honest. For any accounts, I've used them all. Personally speaking, I've got to admit I prefer Brave, which is Chrome based. Okay.
Okay. Right. Thanks a lot. Let somebody else have a go. Thanks. Bye.
No problem, Yvonne. Anytime.
Okay,
No
bye.
worries.
Okay.
Excellent. Good evening, Millie. Let me get you to unmute, please.
Hi,
Mary?
General. Hi, General. This is Mary.
I love you. All right.
Yeah, this is Mary. Remember, what I was interested in is anybody is offering to transfer a bronze planet, or would you know of anybody?
I've had this conversation with the gentleman. It is the gentleman that you're referring to, yeah?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yes, we can. I don't see any reason why we can't do this on this training session. I haven't come across anybody yet, but we do know a gentleman of our, groups and teams that wants to purchase a Bronze Age planet. It is bronze, isn't it, Mary?
Yes, General.
Yeah. He wants to he wants to purchase a bronze planet. So if anybody knows of anybody that wants to sell their bronze planet, then by all means contact me or contact Mary in the groups, and we'll put you in contact with that member. I did speak to him last night about this, Mary, and the only thing I was a little bit cautious about is to be careful and make sure that we know the member who's wanting to do the transaction, okay? Because this isn't a Daoversal transaction, and you've got to look at the safety of, do I know this person? Are they going to, take the planet before paying, or vice versa? Got to be careful how we operate this. But yes, if it's somebody that we know and a reputable member, then yeah, it'd be a great opportunity. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much, General. Really appreciate it.
No problem, Mary. Is that everything for this evening? It's great to have you on board.
Yes. Great to be here. Thank you.
Excellent. No problem. Okay. Next up is our good buddy Epic, Coach Leon. Good evening, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, Kev. Good to see you, man. In planet transport also, give me 1 second, it's too dark. Here we go. Yeah. So in the planet transport process, you could get an intermediate. somebody that will collect both the planet and the resources and then conform this transfer between the two. So you could do that too. You hear me?
Yeah, it's quiet, mate. Just go through that again.
No, we could get an intermediate, somebody that in between the two of them. Let's say, for instance,
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
like you say, okay, Kevin, you want to be intermediate, person send the USDT to you, and the person send the planet to you, then you share it out. That could be done.
Absolutely. I did consider this. I did consider this because most people would know us from the Bureau, and it would be an intermediate that could act in between for that transaction. I've got no problem with that at all. You know, I think that's a good idea, Leon. Thank you.
To make sure, it can't be, like you said, outside of the Daoversal system. So let's say for a guardrail to somebody, two-person willing to do that will able to complete the transaction without worrying with one being taken from the other. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we put in there.
No, that's brilliant, Leon. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, you know, we've got a year's good reputation to go under our belt with the Bureau. So yeah, we can look at that by all means. So Mary, I'm sure you're still in the room. Take that on board and I'll have a word with the chap about that later on. Okay, Steve Anna, anyway, they will set up an exchange link for people looking and selling planets, make it scam safe. Yeah, Steve, this has brought this question up actually, because, you know, obviously, you know, it's a great idea with what Leon's come up with, but yes, if we can do this from within, you know, because they're halfway there already. Let's be, you know, straight with it, where people can send a planet to another account holder. So all it needs to be is to exchange that, you know, that funding, that financing. So yes, they're halfway there. So I'm sure this is maybe something that they can look at in the future. Excellent. Yeah, Mary got that. Okay, thanks, Coach. Okay, any other questions from anybody? Please do raise your hand or put it in the chat box. Okay, we've got on board this evening, we've got Joel 76. Good evening, Joel.
Good evening, Steve. How are you?
Absolutely fine, mate. How can we help you?
Mine is very simple, man. I just want to find out about the HPT tokens. What will happen with those people who have only HPT tokens without DCs?
Fantastic question. Absolutely fantastic question. Currently, it can be used as 10% against bronze land and above, like everybody knows. We do understand, and Daoversal understand, that some members don't want to put fresh funds on the platform just yet. They are looking at ways of utilizing the HPT token. That's all we can announce at the moment, okay? But what we can do is reassure you guys that they are actively looking for solutions. Now, if you had watched the recording from, when was it? A week ago as last Saturday, it was the Metaversation with the Great Nations, the third one. We'll try and get Private Buddykins to put the link in the chat room for that. Jonah mentioned this within that chat, and it was a very interesting question. One thing, a question that he didn't dodge round. He was very open about it. He explained where the token came from. He explained the intricate details of why it's not something that they can work with instantly, but they're certainly going to look into whatever solution they can for members that only have that HPT. Now, Jonah also went and explained that since they bought the data from the hypergroup, issues like this have come on board. You know, these are the things that he wasn't aware of prior to that exchanging data. Now, that's a great thing to think about, guys, because Jonah himself could have turned around and say, well, that wasn't part of the deal. I'm not interested in that. But he's not doing that. He's not doing that. They've seen the value of the community. And what they want from the community is questions like this, because if they come up with a solution for this, I know and you know that these members are going to be very happy. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely.
And yeah, the last one is for buying the package for the new members. Like you give them the link, they register, and they
Yep.
put new funds system. So when they buy a package, it means they will use what you call my full USDT, right?
Okay.
And also, will they be able to refer as well and buy the land?
Sorry, would they be able to purchase land with that? Did you say?
Yeah, yeah, with their new funds that they put on the system.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if they put USDT onto the platform, absolutely. And one thing that we do encourage is that members with plenty of HPT. Now, I'm a prime example. This is what I've done. I've left a majority of my HPT tokens on the Hyper Community website, okay, for this reason. If anybody wants to come on board as a new user and wants to use USDT as fresh funds, yeah, we can offer, or you could offer, to send some of those HPT to their wallet address, their HPT wallet address in their account. And that would give them 10% free. So they could get a better package, better land package. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. Unfortunately, now some of us will have sent all our HPTs to the what you call to Daoversal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, fine. Thank you. I understand now. Thank you.
Well, I do know quite a few people are offering that if anybody is stuck, if anybody wants a bit of HPT to build up their, to their fresh funds in order to purchase a land plot, by all means, shout out in the groups. I'm sure somebody will be there to help. Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No problem, Joel. Thank you. Was that everything for this evening? Yeah, must be gone on to mute. Okay, Joel, thank you for your input. We've got that lovely epic coach again. Good evening, Leon. Go ahead.
I was just going to say what you said. If he run into a situation he needs some HPT, he could holler out at me and I sent to him. I was going to say exactly what you said. Yeah.
There you go. We're the best. We're the best. Go, Coach Leon. Excellent. Okay, so there you go, guys. If anybody needs any HPT, just give us a shout. Okay, we've got Geneva. If I can hit the unmute button. Good evening, Geneva.
Good evening. Thanks very much.
I can hear you. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you, General Kev. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah, I just want some clarity on the TFA packages.
Okay.
Now that we got 2K and we had a 5K and above that earlier, and can we now have two 2Ks and two 5Ks, or that's not so? Cannot do that.
No, what's happened? What's happened is they've added an additional pack. Okay. Yeah. We all started with a 50K pack, pack A. Okay. Sorry, 5K. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. We all started with the 5K pack, the pack A. And when they introduced the 2K pack, there's nothing before A. So they had to introduce the AP 2K pack, AP 5K pack, and so forth. Okay. So what they've done, originally they added one 2K pack so that members had the opportunity to choose which one or the other. Or they could do one and then the other, like the 2K and then the 5, or the other way round. But the example that I gave in the presentation a short while ago was for those members that only have 4,600, for instance, because they can't afford the 5K pack. Now, in that sense, that gives them the option to utilize at least 4,000, because they can purchase a 2K pack let that run to 100%, at which
Okay.
point they can then get the second one. That's how it
Okay.
works.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you for your question, Geneva.
You're welcome.
Okay. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Private Buddykin says we've got a question. Can one unstaked land, stone, and buy bronze? Right, guys. That's the general. The general has got plenty to say about unstaked land, I'll tell you. Right. This is a score. Okay. I'm a planet owner. Okay. I own a Stone Age planet. I've seen it in the length of time that I've owned that planet. I've seen people purchase plots and unstake them, thinking that they can go somewhere else to stake that stone plot somewhere else. It doesn't work like that, guys. What happens is they unstake, so I lose one of my plots because there's 1,000 on every planet. So that takes me down to 999. Okay. But not only does it do that, it actually removes their ability to stake that plot elsewhere, which isn't good. That's not good for me. That's not good for the plot staker. Okay. So this is something that was addressed in the metaversation as well. And Jonah's hopefully going to put a process in there to double check that members do want to unstake before doing so, because clearly we don't want to stop them from doing it. We don't want them to do it by accident. And this is what's been happening. Okay. People are just clicking buttons and thinking, oh, well, that doesn't really mean anything. I'll put it back on. You can't. Once you've unstaked that plot, you can't plot it anywhere else. You lose that ability. Now, this is why they've just introduced 4 stone plots. Members can have a maximum of 4 stone, because those members that did this with both their plots then couldn't have any stone. So they increased it to 4, so at least they can have 2 stone plots now. So regarding that, you can go ahead and buy bronze plots at any time. You don't need to unstake stone. Okay, so the ability to do that is entirely your, like I say, we're not financial advisors, but it's entirely your opportunity to do so. It's your choice. I don't think there was any more questions, Sarah, that haven't been addressed, is there? Mary, thank you, Mary, for putting it in the chat room. If anybody needs any HPT, Mary's there as well, available with plenty of HPT. Thank you, Mary. That's excellent. We like helping all our community members out. Steve, why not get rid of the unstacking option? Why not get rid of the unstaking option, do you mean? Ah, got you. Okay. Okay. Look at it like this. No, that's my mistake, sir. I read it quite different, but there's 2 ways of looking at this, yeah. I do understand what you're saying. Get rid of the unstaking so they can't do it. But the problem is then they could turn around and say Daoversal have locked their funds into the platform, and they don't want to do that. They want to give Daoversal are looking at self-sovereignty. They're looking at giving the member full control over their finances. Okay, so if they were to remove the unstake process, that would lose that opportunity. They wouldn't be able to offer full financial freedom. Do you see what I mean? So I understand that side of the coin as well. There's always 2 sides to the story. There's always a different perspective. So we thought, okay, yeah, we understand what Jonah's going about. So why don't we make the unstaking process a little bit more difficult, a little bit more of a process, just to make sure that members understand these training programs. Thanks for that. Gotcha, thanks, but that's a horrible option. What's a horrible option, sir? because at the end of the day, we want to give people the option to be able to do what they want. Yeah. General Kevers, thank you for your commitment. I would like to purchase land on your planet. Am I allowed to do that? What wonderful name does your planet have? Well, that's really nice of you. Thank you very much indeed. My planet is Oasis Memories. That's the name of my planet, Oasis Memories, and the coordinates are 420. Thank you very much indeed, Marie. I really appreciate that. And we do, if anybody else wants stake in planets, we do encourage looking at the list that we've created for the Bureau and the Star Lord Pioneers members. There's plenty of people with that ability. That's wonderful, Maria. Thank you. Did I see somebody with a hand up then? No? Okay, no, there's nobody there. Okay, anybody else with any questions? There's been some great questions this evening. And like I say, I would like to go, yeah, I don't quite understand what you mean, Steve, by it being a horrible option. It's difficult. It's difficult because, you know, where do they go? Do they focus on one side for the planet owner, or do they focus on the member? It's difficult. I think a harder process to be able to unstake would be the sensible option. But come to these training sessions in order to know the full effects of how to unstake and what it means. Okay. I must admit, many people got caught out when the Daoversal platform opened up, where they were testing the system. They were testing it. Let's see what this button does, and then bang, it's gone. Thinking one thing, but just to lose the ability of staking, because some will do it thinking one thing. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Good night, Geneva. It was great speaking to you as well. Yeah, to lose the ability of staking. It's one of those areas that what can I say, guys? Right, this is the beauty of Daoversal. If the majority of members are not happy with a certain area of the platform, then speak up, and we can help speak for you. Okay, the Dao Voice channel on Telegram is another fantastic resource where members can have their say. Your say is valuable within this ecosystem. So yeah, by all means, Steve, yeah, pop it in there, the Dao Voice channel, you know, because they do respond to what we're talking about, you know. I did see a hand up there, and I don't know whether it was more opportunities. It was, I thought so. Okay, more opportunities. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening from my corner, and thank you for the awesome presentation. And thanks for helping for the communities. My question is, I am sorry that I haven't been able to plug in lately. But my question is that, is it possible to send a multiple Hyperverse account into one before going to Daoversal?
No, there's only one lot of Hyperverse pending and one lot of Hypernation pending allowed in one Daoversal account.
I see. Thank you.
Okay, was that everything?
Yes.
No problem. No problem. Great question, because like I say, there's no silly questions in this arena. This is exactly why we're here on a Sunday evening, to ask those questions that you're unsure about. So yeah, only one Hyperverse, one Hypernation to the one Daoversal. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I have a little team that we help out the people that have difficulties to connect to Daoversal, and that is the question. It's usually a pop up if they can gonna correct all those Hyperverse account into one.
Yeah, and I understand that, because what they wanted to do was channel everything into one and have it under one roof. Yeah, I get that. Unfortunately, that's not how it happens. They've done it a different way. So yeah, that's the answer to that question.
I just heard. I just heard about sending HBT. What does that mean and how?
Okay. So you say you've got a small team. I presume from the chat box, Mary knows you?
Yes, yes. She's my upline.
Okay. Oh, there you go. You're in good hands. Okay, what it means then is Mary's in your upline. This is an example, yeah? Mary's in your upline, you're below her, and you've got your DC credits taken over from your Hyper Community website, but you haven't got any HPT. Don't forget, this is an example, yeah? So if you haven't got any HPT and you wanted to purchase a bronze plot, for instance, yeah, Mary, who's got plenty of HPT in her account, could actually send you some of hers over to your Daoversal account to use as 10% against that purchase. Does that make sense?
I see. Okay. Thank
Now,
you.
the only thing I will add to that is you can only do that from the Hyper Community website. Once the member has sent all their HPT to their own account, it stays there. You can't move it from anywhere. You can't send it anywhere else. Okay.
Okay. Thank
That's
you.
why I left a majority of mine on Hyper Community so that I can help people out, because I won't want it all. I won't need it all. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. No problem. And thank you for the questions. Fantastic. Okay, guys, anybody else got an awesome question for me? We're on fire tonight, Deborah. Doing very well.
Very well, I must admit. Very well. And those
Excellent.
questions that prove that people are very well focused tonight.
Exactly. This is what we want. We want to encourage this because, like I've said, we're not here to give financial advice, but the education is of great value because it gives you the empowerment to work out yourself what you want to do. Okay, we've got Joel 76. Unmute, Joel. Hi.
Yeah, I just wanna make what is a comment or maybe appreciation to Daoversal. I just made my first withdrawal actually yesterday. I got it today.
Oh, it's Joel. Yeah, got you, mate. Got you. You was on Telegram earlier on. Sorry, I've got
Yeah.
that many platforms and members that I've been in touch with. Joel, absolutely. Congratulations. Yes, indeed. And we're so pleased that you shared that success story with the members over on Telegram. It's great news, isn't it? And can I ask, was that from your land purchases or was this from your TFA?
On my land purchases.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, I can, vouch for you. I can vouch for everybody else that the TFA program works as well. I've hit that 30, I think I'm at 38% on that account, and I've hit that and the rewards come out as they do. Like I said at the beginning of this Zoom call, there has been a major upgrade. Members are being asked to be patient because there's still some things that need to be, finely tuned. But we've got to realize that the tech support team have got a weekend as well. So chances are that this will be sorted out over the next day or two. Okay. But yeah, congratulations, Joel. I did get that message and it's great news. It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Thank you, sir.
No problem at all. Many thanks for coming on the show. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Just pop that one down there. Okay, any other questions? What time are we at? 8:30 in the UK. Joel's come back again. Go again, Joel.
No, I think I was lowering my hand. Sorry for that.
No problem, sir. No problem. Okay, we've got Mary as well. Can you unmute Mary?
Hi, sorry to get back again.
No problem.
I just noticed there is a Zoom link in the chat page, but unable to copy that. Is there a way I could do that?
Can you not right click it and copy link?
I'm using my iPad.
Okay, yeah, Sarah's just saying you should be able to double tap and highlight it. Mary, it's not a problem because after this call, I can send you this by DM if you want.
Great, that would be greatly appreciated, General.
Yeah, no problem. It is the one for tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no problem with that, Mary. I'll send you that over after the call. No worries.
What
Thank
she
you.
can also do, General Kev, is to press and hold. She's using a tablet. She must press and hold on the link.
Yeah, yeah. There's that option as well. No problem.
Did that,
we will.
Sergeant, but all it gives me is just these smiley icons. But that's okay. I'll get it from General. Thank you.
All right. Okay, no problem.
Great.
Okay, smashing, no problem. Yeah. Okay, what that link is, guys, for that Zoom call, it's more in-depth training. Let me just read that out actually, because I did put it on here. Here we are. Okay, this is the extension of what we're doing tonight. Okay, we've got some top leaders around the world that are putting their heads together. They're working together. They're developing a weekly schedule for members to go to specific training sessions. Okay, now what you've got there in the chat room is one of those specific training sessions. Okay, it's based on members that want to learn about the account setup, charging their TFAs, and staking lands. Now, if anybody's interested in going to that Zoom call, it's at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time or 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. That's Monday. Okay, so that's Daoversal account setup and charging battery training, and the additional one was staking lands as well. Now that's going to be, I do believe it's Miss Moody that's hosting that, but you're more than welcome to attend that training session. And more education, guys. This is the way we go forward. Education is valuable. This is what it creates. Maria's on fire, look. Yeah, she loves it. She loves all these training sessions. It's where we learn from the best. Okay, guys, we've just gone past 8:30. I'm going to call last orders. I wish I could drink to you, but we'll call last orders. And if there's any more questions, get your hand up before we call it a night. No worries, General. Siani has just sent me a copy of the Zoom link. There you go. Lovely, lovely community spirit. Members helping members. That's fantastic. Great session today, Robert. Many thanks. Steve, great meeting. Thanks for all you do. Absolutely, no problem at all. We love what we do, and we're here every week doing the same thing, but with all this new information, guys. Keep plugging in. Don't forget to share, because don't forget, this is recorded on YouTube, and we will post the YouTube channel up for you as well. Share it with your team members, share it with your friends, your family, anybody that can make any use out of this educational resource. There's a value to it, guys. Okay. Now, Sergeant Deborah, is there anything else you wanted to add? Unfortunately, I forgot to mention that Private Winnie and Sergeant Meng are not available this evening. Winnie's having a much needed rest after having a problem with her husband in hospital, and Sergeant Meng is extremely busy onboarding members from East Asia this evening. So that's a good bit of news. So wishing them both real well, and hope they've had a fantastic weekend as well. So last orders, guys, hands up if there's any other questions. Otherwise, we'll call it a night. Thanks a lot, Maria. See you tomorrow. Yeah, you take care. And like I say, we'll be on that call. Okay. Bureau Training YouTube. Thank you, Sarah. She's put the link in the group for anybody that would like that. Okay. Awesome stuff, guys. All right, then, there's no more questions for this evening. Thank you so much for turning up and taking the time to, gain this education. It's valuable, it's golden, it's going to be what makes you make better decisions for the future. Until next week, stay cool, enjoy the platform, hit us up on the Telegram or the Discord social networking if you have any questions. Until next week, take care. God bless you all. Bye-bye for now.